Hi guys, welcome to Girl I Guess podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Ming Lee.
Hi, it's Casey here.
And we have a very, very, very special. I actually want to call him the king of reality.
He is the king of entertainment.
Yes.
The king of entertainment.
Mr. I don't even know if I could do this justice. Mr. Carlos King.
My girls, how's it going?
We are amazing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be with you.
So, on our podcast.
Wait, before we get to that, tell our listeners who you are. Just give us a little brief introduction of a little trailer into Carlos King, because I don't think they know.
I feel like they should, but okay, for those who don't, like you said.
Yeah,
because you never want to assume, right?
Yes.
So, I don't mind giving myself an introduction. So I'm Carlos King. I'm the owner of Kingdom Reign Entertainment, which is based in California. I am known widely for producing 9 seasons of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I also am known for producing Hollywood Divas with my production company, Love and Marriage Huntsville, which is Karen's favorite show.
My girl on there.
Bell Collective. I work with Oprah, Love and Hip Hop back in the day. And, currently, my company's producing this new show on BET called BET Presents the Encore, which gives former girl group members back together to form a super group. So that premieres Wednesday, June 9th, 10/9 Central on BET. And we have 10 episodes. So I am considered the king of reality TV since I more than likely have produced your favorite reality show.
Okay. For those who have not watched the first episode of Encore, which is crazy, tell us about the show Encore
and who's on it.
Yeah, so we have 9 females on the show. So 8 of them are former members of girl groups, and one of them is a solo act, Nivea. We all love Nivea. Don't mess with my
Yes.
Oh, that's my girl.
With my
Nivea. Yes, get it, girl.
25 reasons.
So can you tell who's the 8 girls?
So she's the only solo one. So the other 8, we have Keely from the Cheetah Girls 3LW. We got
She coming in hot. She is coming in hot.
Because she's so messy.
She coming in hot. The thing
She's
is,
good for TV.
No. I don't know if it's called messy on reality. Like you said,
she's good for TV.
She is like, do you call it the reality show villain or like, I don't know. Do you call it
her and I think, what's her name? Aubrey?
Aubrey from Danity Kane is on the show.
Okay, go ahead. Go through the list. But she coming in hot.
Okay.
So we got Keely from 3LW Cheetah Girls. We got Aubrey O'Day from Danity Kane. We got Lamisha and Irish, who are sisters from 702, where my girl's at.
Okay.
We got Pam from Total.
Ooh.
We got the twins, Felicia and Fallon from the group Cherish. Do it. We got that. Yes. And last but not least, we got Shamari DeVoe from Black.
Oh, she was on Atlanta Housewives.
Yes.
So you recruited.
Married to Ronnie DeVoe from New Edition BBD.
Yes.
Ooh.
No, but I'm saying you recruited. You got the Atlanta housewife. You brought her over. This is gonna be nice.
It's a big fun show, and again, their duty for 10 episodes is to form a super group. So we're getting these women to work together for the greater good of showing whether or not women can work together to produce music. And when I tell you, ladies, it is everything.
I can just about imagine with all those personalities and all those divas and all those opinions, I'm there for Keely because I know she is her and Aubrey. Oh my God, I know that. Aubrey pops so much shit on Instagram. I'm talking about she reads the girl. She tells it all. She tell everything she knows.
I don't even call her Aubrey. I call her CVS because the way she pulls out a receipt. And like when she was going like during the election time and she was going at his son, I said, oh girl, there is no filter. There is no filter with her at all. But how did you choose the 9 women out of like, cause it's so many, it's so many girl groups out there. How did you choose?
Yeah, so it's what Ming said. It's all about the personalities, right? Mm-hmm. So when you have a mix, it's like making a bomb ass, weed brownie. Although I don't smoke weed, but I had a weed brownie before. Mm-hmm. So it's all about the ingredients, about how you have to have all the perfect mixes, right? So I wanted to make sure we had the personality, but also the talent. Because think about it, to get 9 women to form a super group, vocally, dance-wise, talent, producing, writing skills, they all needed each other. It's funny, someone called me a mad scientist. So like in my mad scientist brain, I wanted to make sure that they all complemented each other so that they could work together. So I wanted to make sure that was in place, but also that they also had the personality. Because you need your villain, you need your one who can read the girls, you need your stage girl, but you also need America's sweetheart, you need your comedian. So, we got our mixes together and baby, it's a mix.
And I've worked with Carlos on some previous projects that never hit the light of day. And baby, when I tell you he's a producer he produces that shit, okay?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see if does an album come out the deal.
I don't want to spoil it for you because you have to watch the 10 episodes.
Okay.
When you miss one episode, you miss a lot. But what I can say is this. I'll say this much.
Okay.
You are going to hear some bomb-ass music.
Okay. That's all I care about.
We're bringing R&B back.
Oh, yes.
What if I know you can't tell us everything, but tell us if this is an option. Say if one of the girls cuts a song solo that's really good. Do you still put it out or you just have to kind of wait till it's collectively everyone?
No, listen, they have their rules that is set by our host, Sita, from Sita's World. So
oh my gosh. That was the best part.
I love Sita.
It's hosted by Sita. So Sita gives the girls their rules. So you do have to abide by this sort of rule book. But at the end of the day, when you have 9 strong women, you're going to go against the grain. So, to answer your question, Karen, you do see some of that occurring. And that does ignite some sort of conversation.
I saw I think it was Shade Room or something posted a 20-second clip of something, right? I watched this thing 10 times. I called Carlos so fast. I said, Carlos, what the hell is this? I said, who is this reading like this? And he was like, you will not guess. Of course, it was Keely. I said, oh my God.
Ooh, she reads.
It cut deep from the phone. Because I was just like, Carlos, who is this bitch reading like this?
Ooh.
I'm like, because it was no cut the camera, nothing. I was like, oh, this is going to be, she chose violence.
I think she wakes up and chooses violence every single day.
Yeah, I was just like.
Karen was like, I just need to know who this is, son.
Yeah, I was like, I know it's not who I think it is because just the way she said it, and it's just her tone doesn't change. It reminds me of Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, I love her.
When she was
Miranda Priestley.
Miranda Priestley, where she talks like this, and she was just like,
that is all. No, it wasn't a question. She'd be like, no, it wasn't a question.
She was like, so the group you were in sold how many? And this was before you? I was just like, oh, all right. I was like, you know what? I was like, I just can't wait to the show. I was like, why would he drop this so early? Send me the link. Send me the link. But between this, How are you like mingling it all? Because you have Bell Collective. Isn't like all of these shows kind of filming at the same time? You have this.
Yeah, no, it's been a very busy time for the company. But you girls know me. I'm a workhorse and I love to work. I'm a Detroit native. What up, Ming? So we are rooted with like working and hustling. So everything is bleeding into each other, to be honest with you. But I wake up every day thanking God that I get to be busy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't complain. Even when I'm tired or my schedule is full, I am so appreciative of the privilege that I have to be able to produce shows for people. Like, I am privileged to have an audience who's like, give us more. And I'm like, let me hustle more. So I'm all about the hustle, and it is a lot, but I love it.
So usually with reality franchises, they'll have, they'll have one season of something, take a little break, another version will come back from another city. But how come you chose to have some of your shows on together simultaneously?
Because I want my shows to represent where we are in the world. I want my shows to be multifaceted, multi-generational, multicultural. And I don't want to put myself in a box or my audience in a box. Like, you two know this. I'm always like, what y'all doing? I want to make sure that, which by the way, we'll talk in a few days or weeks.
Okay.
You could edit that out if you want to.
No, we not. We not. We still here. We still dating. You know who? Oh. We still here.
Oh, you already know. I got it. And it's funny because it came to me recently. So this is all like serendipity and all this stuff. But anyway, I make sure that I create content for the audience. Because, for example, I have a show on OWN called Love and Marriage Huntsville that a lot of people do watch. But I also know I have an audience who may not watch it. So I want to give them something. I want to give my audience who know social media influencers. I want to give my audience people who are in the beauty industry. I'm dropping hints. So what I'm saying is,
come with it. Third time's the charm. I'm just gonna say third time's the charm. That's what I'm gonna say.
I have this ability to recognize what the audience wants. And although I say no to a lot of people, unfortunately, because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, I know what's right. And one thing I know is timing, because BET presents the Encore. I created that 7 years ago. 2 networks passed on it. 7 years ago. Anybody else? BET. Thank you, BET. Like, real talk. Like, BET was like, this is dope. And I was like, I know, right? So for me, it's all about the timing. And I know where we are in the world. I have to continuously think and come up with stuff. And my thing is this, and I'll leave you ladies at this. Whatever I touched will always have a resurrection.
Yes.
So well, we're just gonna say amen.
How did you choose from, because BET has like options now where they have the linear, which is the regular TV, and now they have the app. Do you have the BET app? You gotta get it. They have this show on there called Bigger. Girl, it is so good. It is so good. So how did you choose between like you want to do the standard TV and the Plus? Because to me, Plus is like they're younger, where it feels like they're putting all their content kind of on there.
Yeah, no, that's a very good question, Karen. My job is to pitch to networks, and then collectively we have a conversation about which platform it fits best on. Because BET presents the Encore, have all of these recognizable people, and the show is so big and the audience is wide, it made the most sense to make that linear to drive traffic to the network, because BET definitely wants to get into the business of reality. And this is their first reality show they have done in a very long time. So a lot is riding on this too, to say like, no, there's an audience for reality at BET, and the fact that we get to come on right after Tyler Perry's Sisters, another scripted show that does well. You know, we're in a very fortunate position. But BET Plus is dope. Like, I know so many people who really do just watch BET Plus, and they get their life just from the content there. And trust me, I got some things cooking for BET Plus too.
Oh, I love to hear it. Let's get into a little reality tea. Let's do a little Carlos opinion a little bit. So first take.
You see the tea bag. Yes, all the old stuff that honestly, everything, reality is a shit show right now. And you're like in the middle. You're like a 6 degrees of separation. You're related to all of the shit show entertainment madness that's happening. So that's why we was like, baby, we got to get Carlos on this show.
We have to.
Because so much is happening.
So my first question is, I know you've seen the Portia and her fiance. She had a social media takeover.
But after the show ended, I was like,
it's going to be a good season.
But why do they do that? I feel like some of the best stuff happens after a season's over. I'm like, get the cameras back. Get the cameras back.
Get the cameras. I felt that way too. Like,
yeah.
So, what's your take on that?
Listen, I love Portia. I know that Portia is a woman who just loves love. Mm-hmm. We haven't spoken. We've been texting. I'll say this much. I literally gagged. Like, I did not see that coming. I was shocked. I was floored. I was confused. I gagged again. I called my homegirl, like, is this real? And that's coming from me who produces reality TV. I'm like, is this shit real? Because it was so out of the ordinary. I really do want to know what happened. Like, real talk, I want the tea badly because I want to know what really happened. Was there a month gap? Did Phelan really step out on her marriage first?
I actually saw Portia briefly, and I actually saw her ring, and it is gorgeous. And she was like smiling from ear to ear. I only saw her for like maybe like 10, 15 minutes, so I couldn't really get like anything. But she said she was happy, and she was on her way down to Miami to celebrate her man's birthday. And she turning 40 this year, and she's just living her best life. She was so happy though. Like, you know how like you see somebody in like a new relationship, and they're like just like oozing with like, soon as they talk about it, their ears, they whole face light up. And I was like, oh, this gotta be real. Cause I couldn't like, you know, me and Portia, we're not like best friends or friends. Like, we've been cool over the years. So I couldn't just like bust out in the 10 minutes that I had, like, oh, girl, wait, I need to start from the beginning. I said, what happened? But I did ask her, I said, let me see this ring. And she was just smiling. The ring was beautiful. She was happy. And they was going down to Miami.
So, okay. I like looked at everything, and I was like, from a personal standpoint, a marketing standpoint, a social standpoint. So it's a few things. One, with Fallon, this whole like, I know at times the show sets people up to be friends.
For sure.
So when Portia says that wasn't her friend, I'm like, okay, maybe they put her to be friends and they weren't really friends. Because one thing I'll say is like certain people on that show, you collectively through the years, you see who they're like cool with on their Instagram and things like that. Until she started on the show, Portia never posted a picture of her. But
Fallon did say that, which kind of like supports Portia theory, is that Fallon said when she was like defending herself against her husband, saying, you wanted me to be on the show. So it was her, I think she said something along the lines that it was her husband, and Dennis actually kind of like, that's kind of like how it, I guess,
came together.
I guess how they kind of like, because to come on the show, I think, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, I kind of noticed on reality show, you have to come in as a friend kind of, because I guess the audiences be more perceptive. So that they're trying to figure out, okay, who could you link up with to be a friend, to be introduced to the cast and stuff like that.
Okay, so I get that part. So I'm like, that's kind of where I leave it with Fallon. And even like the Brat made some comments like, why are we keep calling her a housewife? She was only on like 2 episodes. She was like a supporting cast, but she was still on the show. But where it comes with Portia, I'm like, Portia looks absolutely happy. She looks in love. I'm happy for her. She got a glow. And you haven't seen that in a while. And given with like, you know, we've seen her relationships. I don't know her personally. I just follow her on social and love her. And she showed tremendous support when like Malcolm died. So it's just like I loved her from there because she didn't have to. But I just think she's just glowing. She just looks happy. I'm happy for her.
But and she's also feeding into the frenzy because she put up a picture of them and she said if I don't give a fuck or a damn was a couple.
Oh yeah.
I missed that.
Well, Karen said when you do have to look at things through a lot of different lenses. So me being the king of reality TV, I looked at it immediately like, if y'all don't get the cameras in 2 seconds, y'all missing out on a lot of content.
But
period. That was me. Like, y'all are idiots if y'all not filming right now. I would be like, yo, fuck this budget. Where's the camera? We rolling. I would have been like, we're airing the new season in August because people will get. We live in an industry where after 2 weeks, something else is there.
Yep.
And people get tired of stuff. So that's number one. Number two. The fact that a reality TV star trended number 1 on Twitter for 48 hours.
Can you add a black reality TV star?
We'll talk. A black female reality TV star trended on Twitter for 48 hours. If I was her marketing manager, publicist, I would say we have all this eyeballs on us. You better do something with it. Period.
I mean, she put her book. She put her sheets. She said, I got go naked hair. I got sheets. That book came out of nowhere. I'm like,
one thing I want to know is like, where's the book on how you can teach us girls to snatch an African? I'm not saying snatch like you snatch somebody's property. I just want to know, like you ladies said, if you're reaching 40, Portia is showing you ladies, life ain't over.
It ain't.
Listen to a City Girl album.
It just getting started.
Listen to a City Girl album.
Like, forget Sierra's prayer, honey. What is Portia's pampering position?
Actually, what is Portia's affirmation?
That's the book.
You know what? Give me Sierra's prayer and Portia's affirmation.
And I want Portia's confidence because Portia, she doesn't care. Just today, before
I don't give a fuck was a person, Portia.
Portia is on the PJ in her PJs with her daughter PJ.
Get into that.
Get into it. You know what? I'm about to text her like, let me help you with your captions. I would have been like, count the PJs. Count them. Count them. Count them. While you counting me out? No, while you count me out, count the PJs. Come on, Portia. Call me, girl. Let me get these.
I will say this. As a reality TV producer, I'm just going to say it. Y'all cannot drop the ball on this storyline. This needs to be handled with care, like I'm Jeff Bezos with Amazon. Packaged, delivered, and prime. And if y'all ain't doing that right now, I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago, if y'all ain't shooting, we have a problem, Houston.
A huge one.
But so then, let's just be transparent. The show has been different. Like, you can tell the difference in shows once you leave because the dynamic is not the same. Like how the women are put together, certain situations, it's just not the same. So it's like, since last year, I remember reading an article, fans like made some sort of thing, like they wanted you to come back. So is this something where it's like, they're like, okay, put the bat signal up, put the Carlos signal up, get him back here, because I don't know if they're even like filming, because to me, she has solidified herself to be that middle peach. She has the most.
Who's the middle one now?
I think it's always been Candy now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was like either Candy or Nene, but I think it's Candy. But like she solidified herself in that middle, but I don't even think that they're filming right now, but she has the most besides Candy going on, and they need to bring Nene back.
How do you feel about Nene not being on the Housewives?
Listen, Nene is iconic. She's a reality TV legend. You cannot take anything away from that woman. She truly started a franchise that still does numbers. And because the Real Housewives of Atlanta was the first all Black female reality show, copycats came after it. You know what I'm saying? And you have to give Nene her props in that. I would love to see her back on the show. I produced all of those seasons on with her. I did one season without her and we made it work. You know, because I'm just, like I told you ladies earlier, I don't believe in not working. So I had to work extra hard to make sure that absence of Nene Leakes wasn't felt when I did season 9. But Nene is definitely a staple on that show. And can you imagine Nene talking about this Portia thing? Because at the end of the day, Nene truly does speak for the audience. And all the stuff us girls are talking about, Nene will actually be the only one to ask it in front of her face. And Portia would respect it enough to answer it. Whereas the other ladies, I just don't see her caring enough to give them an explanation.
It's like you kind of know what Nene brings, where you know it's like, all right, Nene's about to come in. You know what you're getting. Like, oh, she's going to get straight to it. She going to get it. It's like she's the Dundada of reality.
And then she said what she said. And that's my favorite part about Nene is I said what I said.
It be this for me. when she hit you with that face. Okay. This is where I have like my side B. Like, I love Portia, right? I love her being in love and everything else. I have a question mark when it comes to Simon. I feel like Simon wants to be like, I can't really compare him to anybody else, but he wants to be a reality star. I don't want to, the person I'm thinking, I don't want to say, but like, I think he wants to be a reality star. That's why he made the first, what was that, his second wife or Fallon do the show. And then his third wife, he made Fallon do the show. And it's like the social, being in the clubs now, you know, he want to be mixy. To me, it's like Portia's a person, when you saw from when she was with Cordell to the last relationship, she's supportive, she goes with the flow, she supports the guy. So it's like, given with what he's doing, he's in the club, she having a good time, she rolling with the flow and everything else. I just think for when it comes to him, he has his feelings or whatever for her, but I just naturally think, I don't know. I just think he literally is trying to grow his brand.
Well, see, I don't know, because the only reason why I just think like it's just the way that the cookie crumbled is because like he did file for one. He coming with his receipts that he was not fucking married. Like he filed for his divorce, so he did show where he filed for the divorce in January. Then he just recently put up that video of the guy who's supposed to be cheating. But if you look at the timestamp, because he said they tried to get back together. So if he filed it in January and then he posted that video of the guy, like I guess sneaking back over to the house, that was in February. So I think
Valentine's Day too.
Yeah, so I think
that's a bitch.
So I think then that's when he was just like, okay, I'm done. Now I can't say, because I have like, you know, I haven't like seriously ever dated African. They do move fast. They move fast like people in the military. Like people in the military get married in 60 days. So Africans do move fast. So if they know what they want, they do move fast. I will say that because I've met an African before, and 3 days later, it's like, be my wife. You be like, be your wife. Do you know my last name? Here's like, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know, but I mean,
I hear it. I just think when it comes to him, I don't know all African men. I don't know all African men. People could be in love. I think he is trying to build a brand. He trying to build a brand. He trying to be mixy. Like,
but that's every guy. I mean, that's a lot of guys in the industry. Like a lot of guys in the industry have girlfriends just to build the brand. Like relationships solidify and grow brands faster than anything. If you want to grow on YouTube, if you are an artist, when you get with a popular girl, or you know what I mean, and not saying that you can't do it without them. Fans just love the thought of a relationship, of like relationship goals and stuff like that. I don't know.
I hear you. But I just want you to know that's exactly what he's doing. He's falling in line with other people who may have done that. And I don't know if it's full sincerity with him, and it's just, his money different, certain things.
Well, I seen the ring. It looked very sincere to me.
But I think this is like, he loves opportunity to be on TV. He growing his business, and it's a look for him.
Yeah, I'll say this much. Peter Thomas walked so Simon could run. Simon gives me Peter Thomas, the African edition. Because Peter Thomas is Jamaican. So I don't know if it's a whole foreign thing here, but Simon is...
Don't do us. Don't do us.
I love everything. I love all. But I like to decipher. Listen, it's my mad scientist brain thinking. So everything Simon has been doing, I am here for it. I think he's messy in a good way. I think he doesn't care what you think about him. I think he likes the attention. You're not going to be with Portia Williams and not like attention. That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, you're with one of the top female reality stars in the game. You know what you signed up for. And I think Simon is loving the attention. I think he is going to blow Peter Thomas out the water. Again, I just need cameras to be rolling ASAP Rocky, because they miss an ounce of messiness that I just think is going to take that show to a whole nother level.
And they gonna get married fast.
She's having 3 weddings, she said.
You know what? That's one thing I just can't wait for.
I just want my invite. I want to go.
Recently, I want to be a +1.
I want to be
a +1.
I know it's going to be
the fashions. No. I want to be a +1 to the one in Africa, because that's the one that's going to be everything. I want to put the garment on, the dress, and everything else. I want to go to that one. I want to go to that one because I know the fashions and whatever else they bring out is going to be fucking amazing.
Yes.
That one is going to be amazing. So for that, do you think like you're going to pick up the phone if it comes to like a consulting thing where they're like, listen, Carlos, it's a lot of shit going down this season. We got to figure this out.
Who producing Housewives now?
They hire different producers to come on every season. That's just the way it works. I was doing it consecutively for a minute. And it's funny because the fans have always asked me to come back, but the funniest thing is when this story broke the internet, the fans went crazy and was like, you must come back, meow. Like,
well, if you come back, it will be the biggest Housewives show. And I mean, like, as far as like spice and
thing. Ooh, no, you got to come back, but then you got to come back and you got to bring Nene too. Because the thing is, it's going to be spicy, but other women on the show have to be spicy too with the conversation and Phaedra? Talking to her. Oh, yeah. What's up with Phaedra? What's happening?
Yeah, no, listen, I'll say this much. I have my own company. So all I'll say is this.
Yeah.
If I go back to any situation, my company has to come with me. So I'll just say that.
Okay. I know that's right.
We'll talk.
Amen.
I'm with you ladies too. I would want Nene, Phaedra, Sheree. I would want everybody to come back. It's such Housewives hasn't seen.
Nene.
Go ahead.
No, Nene, Phaedra, Portia, but depending, because I want Candy to stay. So depending on how Candy feels, See, like I like Phaedra a lot, but it depends. Like
I love Candy.
Yeah, I don't want Candy to leave. So it depends what I'm gonna go wherever she's comfortable. So if Candy want her, cool. But I definitely need Nene because I know she's gonna come in there and be like, "Ooh, girl, I hear you out here thotting and making the faces and doing all the stuff. Oh, and you know who's gonna be good too? Slicing and dicing. You know, what's her name? She be giving it to the girls.
Kenya?
Miss Pageant Beauty. Yes, Kenya.
Oh, I love Kenya.
Yeah, Kenya's gonna Kenya's gonna get so far up in Portia next season.
Yes. But no, there's a lot of things that I see that I'll say to myself, like, oh, I would do it this way and that way. So I agree with a lot of things y'all said. It definitely listen, it's ripe for success. It really is.
What's the relationship now with like you and Phaedra and Candy? Like, do you have a relationship with them?
No. So Candy just so BET presents the Encore. When I created that 7 years ago, her husband, Todd Tucker, we were business partners. So he was also a part of it 7 years ago. So when BET picked up the show, by default, he gets the credit and he deserves it. And then Candy gave a sweet shout out to myself and Todd, which was great. When I left the show, of course, there's all these rumors like, oh, there's beef, blah, blah, blah. There is no beef. There's absolutely no beef. I left the show to start my production company, and Todd is a multi-millionaire who owns tons of businesses. Everything he's doing is all the things he wanted to do. We parted ways because he no longer shared the vision that I had with me producing TV. And he's winning right now. He's successful in all of the endeavors he's doing. And I love his wife. I mean, I'm a fan of girl groups. So Candy is the queen of
her. I love me some Candy.
She's the queen of girl groups. We love Candy. Candy, I remember meeting Candy on set, and I was a groupie. I was like, I'm like obsessed with you. And she was like, what? I said, never mind, you'll get it later. But I adore her. And when it comes to Phaedra, I haven't seen Phaedra because I don't live in Atlanta anymore. Mm-hmm. So when I left the show, I moved to California. But I haven't seen Phaedra in a long time. But every time I do an interview, I always give Phaedra her props. She's an iconic Reed assassin. And Phaedra, and she does it with such a southernness that no one can mimic. She definitely... One thing I always told these ladies before I left, because I knew season 9 was going to be my last season, and I had a meeting with the cast. Mm-hmm. And I said to them, there's a privilege with you Black women having the #1 show on Bravo. And because I push you guys so much, I do it because I want you all to win. And when I leave, just have that same fire and desire, because you never know when it's your last hurrah in this, because it's reality. You could be on one season and be kicked off the next. So take that responsibility and work hard towards it. So I'm hoping that everybody has sort of understood that. Yeah. And I do think, like you all said, if Candy's cool with it, and she should come back for sure.
My favorite Phaedra line is, and to this day, I can't get it all the way because I laugh, when she sat there collectively, just in her Southern accent, and was like, yeah, he ejaculated. Oh, all you'll know is he needed a medium-sized pizza. See, I'm laughing saying it now. All you'll know is he needed a medium-sized pizza, so he ejaculated in a cup so you can have a kid. Now check that. And then she turned her skirt.
When I tell you, I was mortified at that. And then that read, I was like,
no. But you know what the worst part is,
Andy? My favorite part of that episode is watching. If you ever
watch their faces,
if you ever go back and watch that read that Phaedra did, just watch Andy's face. He is clutching his pearls.
No.
He is like...
No, not Andy. No. Watch Candy. Candy's like this.
I was like...
She's like holding it in, and it's so bad because they keep trying to do this, and I'm like, where are y'all going? We can still see y'all.
Commercial break. It needed to be a commercial break. Okay, so if you could pick the Mount Rushmore of reality stars, who would it be?
Think about it, because this is the convo now.
I saw some of this float on Instagram. So are we talking shade assassins? Are we talking reality?
No, just that you had a hand in your favorite reality stars, because you've worked with a lot. I kind of made my own for you, though. You share your list, I'll share my list, and then you tell us your list. You go first. Okay. What do you think his list is?
Nene for sure. Phaedra. What's the one girl from my favorite person on Huntsville who be getting that husband together?
Oh, I'm not sharing this.
Melody.
What's
cheating.
What's her name?
I thought she wanted. She asked the name.
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
know. What's her name?
Melody.
Melody.
She on my list too.
Ooh, I actually want to start from season 1 to like, so I can, cause I catch it in spurts. So I just watch like, so I don't really know what's going on, but I know she be reading that husband of hers. One more, and then I would have to say Portia.
Wait, you said 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. I will say Nene Leakes. Mm-hmm. New York, Tiffany Pollard. I kind of want to throw the new girl in there too.
Who?
Even though we didn't see the whole season, I want to throw Keely's ass in there. Because even though I know I've only seen 1 episode and not the rest, I want to throw her ass in there because it's something when Carlos is in front of you, he know how to get it out of you. Because this man was standing in front of me and I started saying some stuff. I was like, Kim, what's going on? It's something. He brought it out of me. He brought this shit out of me one day. And I was like, oh my God, oh, this is what he does. He starts talking to you. And I was like, oh, bitch. He didn't even say action or nothing. I was like, oh, we'll come back to that story in a minute. Because I was like, I'm not breaking. I was like, bitches like her is the reason Jesus is not here. I was like, I don't break bread with Judas. He's looking at me like, where did that come from? I'm like, I don't know. You just brought it out of me. Okay, Portia.
I forgot about Tiffany. I love her too.
I gotta say,
and Candy. I love Candy.
Ooh,
But just his list, not my list.
Kenya. I'm gonna say Kenya.
I forgot about Kenya.
Kenya, Keely.
I need to redo my list.
Okay, Kenya, Keely. Who else did I say?
Tiffany Pollard.
Tiffany.
I love
and
Tiffany.
Miss Nene Leakes. Okay, who's your list? Let's see if we're like close. We got some people.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, number 1.
Nene Leakes.
Okay.
Yes.
Tiffany Pollard.
Yes.
Out New York.
Okay.
Kenya Moore.
Yes. Okay. Come on.
And Teresa Giudice.
Oh, I didn't even think about her. She just like I don't think of her as a reader. I think of her as a fighter. I think she ready to
From New
shake the
York?
table. No, she from Jersey.
Oh, Jersey. Housewife.
Of New Jersey.
Okay.
She get to the business. Yeah, she get to the business. She's shaking the table and she's like, what?
So Karen was the closest.
Karen was definitely the closest.
She be like, what? One of the shows, they damn near had to take her off. I said, yeah, she don't play. Teresa do not play.
Oh, she don't play.
Carlos, tell us about some of your biggest moments in producing
reality.
Yeah, where you like, holy shit. Like, you know how like you see it happen and it's like, oh shit. This is it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. So do y'all remember Atlanta Housewives? We had this thing called Pillow Talk fight. Do y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like Nene had a pajama party.
Yes.
And Candy
Yes.
almost called Cynthia Sister Melanie. And she said, I will drag you in this bitch. And then Apollo had a fight with Kenya's friend Brandon.
Yes.
That was the first time I was like, what the fuck is happening at the Intercontinental in Buckhead?
That episode was like an entertainment shit show because so much was happening and everybody started fighting, but I don't understand why people were fighting. I was like, I don't know if it's the lights or folks are hot in this silk, but then it's just the most random, like a husband and a best friend started fighting, but like Phaedra's husband started fighting with Kenya's like gay best friend, and I didn't even I was like, where did that come from? Then it just didn't make no sense. Then it's just like everybody's just arguing, and then here come Nene just walking around like, woo, child, what is going on? What is going on? Acting like she don't know, but she enjoying the shit out of it. Tell us some of the stuff we ain't know that happened.
No, so that was the main one because we were, again, it was a long shoot. Like they're liquored up and Christopher Williams, the R&B singer, don't wake me, I'm dreaming. Yeah, him. he and his fiance Natalie were on the show, and they had beef. And when Kenya got out of her seat, I just think people being liquored up. It was a long shoot. Everybody was crazy. Like, but the biggest surprise was seeing Candy get out of her element, because she's so chill, she's so cool, calm. Calm, collected.
It's like Nene said, don't talk about her man. Don't mess with her man, baby.
You don't mess with Candy's food, her man, or her money.
Oh, no, and add her mama. Her mama. Do not talk about her mama.
Oh, Mama too.
Yep. Do not talk about Mama Joyce at all.
So I was floored watching that. And then, also when we talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, like when Melody reads Martell to oblivion filth in a very classy Alabama way, I'm always floored. When she told this man, when he was like, you telling our business in the streets, you should have kept in our household. And she said, you should have kept your penis in our household. I think every woman who experienced infidelity was like, yes, bitch, work.
Yes, work. That's what I was like, oh, she reads him for filth.
It's like Melanie's reads, hers are like truth. Like just for every woman who's like fed up, she reminds me of like a Mary J. Blige album. I kid you not. Of people who are just like in relationships, I'm fed up, I'm tired, I got the kids, I'm working, I'm doing the whole nine. Cause she be getting him together.
And he's so passive aggressive. Like I be wanting to slap the shit out of him. Like how he be like, well, and then he takes such low digs at her, like all the time. Like he like, you would think like he's coming to apologize, like he miss her, cause that's like the energy he comes up with. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why you not answering your phone? Just to tell her, if you would have been taking care of your man, I'd be like, the fucking nerve of you. Like, what? So you gonna tell her because she wasn't taking care of you, you went and got you some ass on the side? I was like, oh my
baby, and all of that, just like, ooh, when he posted something with, I think it was like the children's birthday or something with his other kid. Mm-hmm. Ooh, baby, when I tell you.
I didn't know he had a kid outside their marriage.
No. You know what I'm going to do? This is what I did that morning. I did my whole face regime. I made me some avocado toast. I had me some orange juice, and I sat and I read her post. She got this nigga together. When I say like, she was like, don't play with me when it comes to my kids and their, I was like, but like I read it in her voice. I just want to say I was full before breakfast, because there's some sort of way, especially with the Huntsville show, you know how to give it to us. I feel like I'm getting a bonus episode on social media, because after you watch the show, they continue on social media. So when he posts, I'd be like, just give me my girl. I understand everybody else, but she is Diana Ross. Everybody else is the Supremes. I'm like, just put her in the front, please. Give her her own thing. I don't know what it is. I'm like, she is everything, because she get it together.
So how do you feel about the depiction of Black women in reality shows? Seeing how like we always get like, I don't know, like a nasty little,
It's a negative connotation. Say Housewives or one of the other shows, or even just some of your shows where they argue. They're like, oh, look at them, they're being ratchet.
Right, and so Black China made a comment, right, on social media, maybe like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and she posted the Kardashians. And she said, they're all baby mamas. If they were Black, they would be considered ghetto. Like, that would be considered ghetto. But since they're not Black, it's just like, oh, they just had kids and it didn't work out. But when we have kids and it don't work out, we ghetto.
And to be fair, it's going back to some of the programming that you have done, where the women may fight or get into an argument. People be like, oh, it's ratchet. Look at how they make us look. But then they have the reality white counterpart shows. They do the same things. They have tax evasions, cheating on their husbands, firing using racial slurs and everything else, but they don't get the same labels. So what's your POV on it?
Yeah, no, that's very true. We don't get the same sort of clearance as the white shows do. And the problem is when anybody sees a Black woman defend herself, raise her voice, talk in an aggressive manner, she's immediately ratchet. What's funny is I was watching the New York City Housewives, and they have a black housewife named Ebony K. Williams, who is an attorney, and she's also does a lot of TV appearances as well. She had a discussion with her white co-stars. Her white friend 5 minutes earlier stormed down and called them hoes, and she left. True story. She called them hoes. You a hoe, you a hoe, you a hoe, y'all awesome hoes. And she left. And the white women were like, okay, whatever. So Ebony had a conversation with one of the white cast members, and the white woman said to her, "You're so angry." And she was like, "I'm angry. The white girl just left her 5 minutes ago yelling, kicking and screaming, calling y'all hoes. I'm defending myself and now I'm angry." So I say that to say that's how America views a black woman who voices her concern. So the stuff that I get is your shows are ratchet. Listen, I know what ratchet is. I know what ratchet is. I'm from Detroit.
Right.
I've seen ratchet.
You know what's ratchet? And you know what? And I am tuned in and buying monthly Zeus motherfucking network. Baby, that right there, ratchet. And I'ma take it. I know you can't say it, but I'ma say it. It is ratchet.
No, and listen, and I know the guy, a black man who owns Zeus. Me and him don't produce the same type of shows.
It's BET Uncut. Like, you know how you have like 106 in Park?
Yeah.
But then at night, like when the TV be on and it's like, you remember the tip drill video and swiping down the ass? That's what they're literally, their titties be out and they just be fighting each other.
Really?
Yeah.
I never seen Zeus.
Like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't produce those type of shows. And that's no shade to what those shows are. You do what works for you. At the end of the day, there's clearly an audience for it. I'm not going to judge the audience who watches it. I'm not going to judge the people who choose to fight with a titty out. That's on you. What I am trying to do is show the alternative side, that I like to work with black entrepreneurs. I like to work with black business owners, because I want to show my audience that you can have a great career and a lot of money, but you can also have a fucked up personal life. Yeah. But to be able to showcase that on TV is interesting, because one thing I tell my cast members is, y'all better make some money outside of this show. Use this show as a commercial. Use this show to promote any and everything. The only thing I'm asking for in return is transparency. If you're going through something, just be honest, because the audience needs that. That's why Beyonce did Lemonade. She knew that she could no longer be this secretive private celebrity, because we're not in that world anymore. So she said, let me showcase a side of me that you guys have no idea I'm going through, but I'm going to do it as art. And people bought into it, and they, she's the queen bee.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do that for the show that I do.
Which you have been doing an amazing job. And, recently Mona Scott came out and she wrote like this thing basically saying, how she's scrutinized a lot for the type of reality TV she does. Like on social media, they can be very harsh with her. And they call her, like, people kind of like nicknamed her the devil, which I think is a little bit extreme.
That is.
Because, I look at it with reality TV, you give people a platform and they choose to show up how they want to show up, how they think people want to be, or if they want to be a villain, if they want to do this, whatever the case may be. And she was just like, I feel like I'm scrutinized a lot. And it's different when it's compared to like an Andy Cohen or a Carlos King when it's related to reality TV. And I just always wanted to know like your take on that.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because, listen, I know her, I love her, and I respect her. Let me start there. When we text a few months ago, she said something very sweet to me, and I do love her. I think the reason why because she got a lot of pushback, and people went in on her when she said that, and they all said, Carlos King doesn't produce those type of shows you do. And again, I'm not here to say one is better than the other. I understand what she means. She is a black woman in that seat, and because her shows deal with black women, she will always get the harsh end of the stick because she's a black woman producing black female shows, right? But she has to obviously deal with that. the example that I would give is I'm a gay black man, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I did a lot of shows with gay black men fighting, you best believe the gay black people will be reading me for filth because they're going to say, you're one of us. Do you have to constantly show gay black men? So, and I would have to bear that responsibility. So I think that's what the audience is trying to say. I think they're saying, you as a black woman, yes, Karen, you give people the platform, they do what they want to do with it. But I think what people are asking for, and I think she's doing this nowadays, is showing other sides, other facets of black women. I'm not a black woman, but I do know that my audience is 75% black women. Mm-hmm. And I take it very seriously with the depictions of black women because the audience who loves my shows, they don't want that from me at all.
Well, it is Pride Month.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned you are a gay man. Do you ever think like, okay, I need to create something for the gay community? Is it like a show or something? Because my favorite show, and it's off now, was Pose. And the reason I liked it so much was even though I didn't necessarily identify with any of the characters, it gave me an understanding of a community outside of myself. Now, this is the first time people get to have, in the LGBTQIA plus space, they have healing. But I think in our community, we got an understanding of, to me, I understood ballroom culture, being put out of your house when you come out, just relationships, how they dealt with AIDS from like the 80s to the 90s. And like, I'm able to reference it now, how people show up, proper pronouns and things like that. So I'm like, damn, now the show is gone. And, you know, I know there are a few other shows, but do you feel like, okay, this is the time I want to create something where it's just like they get to show up, if it's a marriage show, a business show, a dating show?
Yeah, no, I did a show called Styling Hollywood for Netflix, which starred Jason Bolden and his husband, Adair Curtis. And I know you're friends with them, Karen. You know,
I did that in one sitting. One sitting, the whole season, one sitting. I'm waiting for season 2, but I did that in one sitting.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. So no, and again, it was a show about these amazing gay black men who work in Hollywood. One's a fashion stylist. His husband is an interior designer, and they reminded me of myself. And I talk about, again, timing. 2 networks passed on that show before it went to Netflix. So when I say to you, I'm all about the resurrection.
Yeah.
And I'm all about making sure that I just don't give up on something I believe in. And I do believe in producing more shows about gay people. Absolutely. I want more of that. And I'm still going to fight the good fight. I will be honest and tell you ladies this, and I haven't said this to anybody. It's hard to get some networks on board with that. It really is.
Really?
I'm at the mercy of networks buying project that I pitch. Really? And I fight so hard to have more of that representation to where they can lead their own show versus being like, you know, the girls, you know.
Yeah, supporting cast.
Supporting cast. That's my makeup artist, child art. You know, that's not good, Judy. Like, I want these men to be leading stars the way Jason Bolden and Adair Curtis was. And I'm not going to give up on it, but it's something that I will say is definitely challenging, unfortunately.
I loved Styling Hollywood. I think they did an amazing job on that show. And then even they had like, you know, they brought in all their like celebrity friends. Mm-hmm. So to see Gabrielle and she's like, ooh, you see her looking at the price tag. No, honey, put it back.
Put it back. That's me. Put it back.
And that was just like, it felt like an appetizer. I'm like, okay, this was nice. Now, to me, in the climate we're in, people are comfortable. Think back, like when we were growing up, you didn't really see that. Where, okay, let me reference. Say, you remember the Rugrats when we were younger? Mm-hmm. Okay, so the twins' mom, she's now, like growing up, I used to think she was gay, right? Mm-hmm. Just how she was and whatever the case may be. But it's like you never really could say it and whatever because she had a husband and things of that nature. But now, Nickelodeon's cool with her being gay because of the climate we're in. So I'm assuming back then when we were younger, it wasn't okay. But in this climate, it's okay to be who you are, show up as who you want. So that's why I was like, okay, I wonder if Carlos has more programming coming out that we can tune into.
Yes. No, I'm constantly working and developing and creating, and stay tuned.
But don't forget about us over here at Girl I Guess Podcast.
You know. You're the reason we sitting here.
You'll be receiving a call from me, ladies, in a few.
You know, got to catch up with you. Tell you the 411.
Yes, I love it.
Okay, so thank you so much for joining us. And make sure you guys watch Encore on BET.
Well, I saw the first 2 episodes. When I say Keely is coming in like hot and spicy, watch Ming when you see it. You're literally going to love her. Bring Keely on our show, please.
Yes, we need her.
We need her to pull up. She's about to be a good girlfriend right here.
We need her to pull up.
Oh, Aubrey too.
Yeah. Yeah, we need them.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
We need them.
We having you come back at the end. We need you to come back because I know Ming is going to have hella questions.
Yes.
She going to have hella questions.
So like, what happened for real?
I'm going to have Keely come, I promise.
Okay.
But no, so watch BET Presents the Encore every Wednesday, 10 o'clock, 9 Central on BET. 10 episodes. It's a treat.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.